We hope you're enjoying STL TV Live. I'm Janelle Higgins. If you're in the market to renovate your current home or purchase a home that needs renovating, Leslie Oberkramer and Tony Collins have some money-saving tips just for you. So Leslie and Tony, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
And I was talking with you guys earlier about lending for people, who are interested in buying a house that maybe needs some work. And you were telling me a lot of interesting things. So for someone like me who doesn't know much about it, how does it work? If someone finds a house they want to buy and renovate, how do they go about getting the funding to be able to do that project?
Well, I think one of the big illusions out there is that if you want to buy a home that's a fixer-upper or something that needs updating, there's no financing available. So one of the biggest challenges for us is getting the word out there. There is a large family of loans that will allow a homeowner to buy either a home that is a full-blown fixer-upper or something that maybe needs some updating, and they can borrow money based off the after improved value. So that allows us to give money to both buy the house and fix it up. So, there is a myth that, if it's broke, you can't buy it. It's got to be move-in ready, but that's not the case.
Sure, and also you have to be willing to put in the blood, sweat, and tears as well, obviously, with something like this, right?
Yeah. We do have to have a licensed insured contractor, and that contractor, you hire will do the completion of the work for you. But the advantage is that you're taking a diamond in the rough and making it something that's beautiful. You have pride and ownership, and it's great for the community. You're building up houses that wouldn't otherwise be occupied. And the advantage to that is the person buying this house gets a great deal. They end up with equity in a home that they didn't have to, put out the money for.
And so how much money are we talking? If someone buys a house that really needs like a new kitchen, maybe, new floors in the living room, dining room area. I mean, I guess, how do you guys decide if they're going to be able to get it? Obviously, it's based on their income, I assume, then. They need to make sure that they're making a certain amount for what they want to buy.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about these loans is if you can qualify for a regular, conventional, conforming, or FHA loan, you can qualify for these loans. The qualifications are exactly the same. Down payments are the same. Interest rates are comparable.
Low down payments. I mean, if you qualify for a regular loan, you absolutely qualify for a renovation loan.
And how low of a down payment are we talking? Because that's the hardest thing. I mean, not a lot of people, especially, when you're starting out buying your first house, I know we just did, you don't have thousands and thousands of dollars saved up, but you really want to get a house. And so how much money are we talking there?
As low as 3.5%. Our average down payment is 3.5% to 5%. Just like any other FHA or conventional loan.
Yeah,
and that can be a gift. I mean, it doesn't even have to be the borrower's own money. There's options out there. Anybody that wants to buy a house should be able to at this point.
And so what would you guys tell someone that thinks that they want to buy a house that needs to be renovated? What are the pros to doing that?
I think the pros are instant equity. I mean, you've got a lot of investors in St. Louis right now making a lot of money on buying older homes, rehabbing them, and then selling them at that after improved value. What we're saying to homeowners is you can get in for the same price, you can rehab it for the same price, and instead of the investor walking away with the equity in his pocket, you get to keep that equity.
And you get to make the house your own as well.
Exactly.
I mean, you get to decide everything, from the cabinets to the countertops to the flooring, everything. And so we actually have some pictures here. So can you guys talk about these homes? These are amazing pictures.
Yeah, this is a typical house you would see out in the county. You can see from the before, it's a little beat up on the inside, on the outside, but for very minimal expense, I mean, you can see how just with some windows and some siding and some work that was done on the inside, I mean, it's a whole new house.
What a difference that makes.
This house obviously would not qualify for regular, conventional, or government financing. You need a renovation loan to be able to purchase a house like that.
Okay.
Exactly. This was another house. This was a house in South City. This was a house actually picked up by a pretty prominent realtor here in the city, and he did a rehab loan. So this is the before the kitchen. Those are the old-fashioned.
Oh, and I can't wait for the after. I love this kitchen.
And this is what it looks like now.
That is amazing.
Amazing rehab. Yeah. This is another one. I mean, they walked into this home. I think what they paid for it and what the renovation cost them. They walked into this house with the after improved value was almost $30,000 in equity.
Oh my goodness.
It was incredible.
And so really, I mean, if you have the time and the energy and the resources, it really makes sense to get out there and do this, either to live in that home or to flip it, and make some income off of it, right?
We do work with some flippers that are doing quite well right now, as a matter of fact, yeah.
Yeah, because right now I think people think the market is still down and they're scared to buy a house. So what do you guys say to those people?
Oh, we're doing very well. I mean, a lot of the doom and gloom you see on the news is really outside of our market. I mean, all the numbers for, we think of the Central Corridor, which is the Midwest, Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma. I mean, our housing market is doing quite well.
All right, well, that's good news to hear, and it sounds like you guys are helping people get the money that they need for that at Prime Lending. So thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it, and hopefully some people will get out there and get a house, huh?
Yeah, thanks
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
No problem. We'll be right back with more STL TV Live. Stay tuned.